Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, or at least one of the founders of it. His what his ascendant may be, and I'm going to talk about and speculate, pontificate on this, or what have you. And as many of you may know, Mark Zuckerberg and his birth time is not available online. I understand, though, astrotheme.com does have him with a chart with Virgo rising, but I don't see that as being verified or confirmed because on Astro.com they don't have a verified or confirmed birth time. And I would say Astro.com, there's no offense to AstroTheme.com, but I think Astro.com, I would put them as a little bit more credible in terms of the birth data that is used on that chart for celebrity horoscopes as far as celebrity astrology charts go. Well, some thoughts come to mind. Now, on Esther.com, they had, as far as rectified charts, one person had it at Virgo rising, and I think there was another Aquarius. There may have been one at Sagittarius rising. Well, all those could be possible. I mean, Aquarius rising comes to mind given that he has been like this, at least one of the major faces of social media. I mean, the fact that he was at least one of the founders of Facebook, and the thing about it is, of course, Aquarius is the zodiac sign associated with social media and social networking, and naturally, I mean, it would take very strong innovative ability to do something like this, and of course, Aquarius is the sign associated with friendship as well. Now, I believe another person has speculated this could be a Sagittarius ascendant form because that would likely put Uranus by his it could be either in his first house and or conjunct the first house cusp. And of course, Uranus is the planet associated, what we can associate with as far as the internet goes. And the thing about, and this could be, I mean, that could be a possibility as well as far as Mark Zuckerberg's rising sign or ascendant may go. Now, another chart has him, I mean, on astrotheme.com has him again, as I stated before, has Mark Zuckerberg's rising sign at Virgo. Now, again, this, I mean, I see this is an unverified, unconfirmed birth time. Astro.com, again, they do not have Mark Zuckerberg's chart with his actual verified birth time. So I have to figure that this is, or at least surmise that this is likely an unconfirmed and unverified birth time. Now, the Virgo energy, I could say, I mean, as far as like the affinity for computer programming and things that are just very detail oriented and just very strong cerebral intellectual ability, at least would be seen on a first impression. There's somebody had commented one time on a post I had regarding what Mark Zuckerberg's ascendant might be, and they were surprised to find that he has a Taurus sun. Well, the fact he has a Taurus sun, I mean, is not really overly bewildering because given that he has found a way to, I mean, obviously make a lot of money. I mean, Taurus is the sign connected with material wealth, and he has obviously shown more than just general good financial acumen. He has shown very prodigious and very tremendous financial acumen in the process. I believe he's likely a billionaire. I don't know. I didn't look up his exact net worth, but it wouldn't surprise me if he is. I mean, he is rolling in the money, of course, like there is no tomorrow. And having a Scorpio moon on a subconscious level could be very strongly about power, control. And he obviously is a very powerful person. And something too. He also, I mean, this was something where, I mean, Facebook, I think, helped transform perhaps our way we're going to be connecting. I don't mean completely because I understand that we all connect, we still connect with people person to person, but social media has helped that in a lot of ways, and I think a lot more people now obviously are connecting with others through social media and social networking. and a lot of people wind up connecting with others on them and then meeting them in real life. So it might not have necessarily transformed the way we connect with others, but it may have done everything but at this time. And the thing is, and I do believe, sadly though, because of this, a lot of our in-person connections have been diminished over time. But of course, everything has its drawbacks, has its good aspects. Going back to Mark Zuckerberg's possible ascendant, some people told me they thought he might have Gemini rising, and which could be, possibility, since I mean Gemini energy, of course, could be very hard to pin down, and we've had obviously had tremendous difficulty trying to pin his birth time down. And I think a lot of it, though, that could still be attributed to his Scorpio moon, because Scorpio moon, of course, whether they're conscious, they may not be consciously aware of it, because of course the moon is connected with the subconscious, is the simple fact that he has been, obviously, to me, it wouldn't surprise me if he's been very guarded and secretive regarding this. I do think he probably is likely knows and is cognizant that there are astrologers out there that are trying to get his time of birth in order to actually see his chart and diagnose it, delineate it, and what have you. So another possibility I wanted to throw out there, though, as far as Mark Zuckerberg's ascendant, could actually be Aries, because when I was, looking at him, just going by Mark Zuckerberg's appearance, is that he, as far as his face, I mean, it looks to me, going with the face, a very strong structure to it, very defined, kind of like, as far as the facial structure goes, it's very strong. And I'm not just saying just because it's Aries. What I want to first say is I think it's safe to say I would pin it down to a masculine ascendant, because people that have masculine ascendants generally tend to have faces where the cheekbones could be more emphasized, where the head tends to be a little bit longer in shape, and the face has a stronger structure to it. Now, people that have feminine ascendants, they often have softer, rounder, features. Their face is a little bit shorter, in at least in its appearance. It's generally not as oblong, or at least there's oblong in shape, as opposed to masculine ascendant people. So I feel, to me, it's fairly safe to say that his ascendant is a masculine sign, being that his, and again, elaborating on it, that his ascendant is very likely in an air or fire sign. Now, going back to my guess is possibly an Aries ascendant for Mark Zuckerberg, because he does have that triangular shaped head. His hair seems to be a little bit reddish anyway, and the fact that also too he has a little bit of reddish complexion to his face, and a rather long neck, and he appears to have a prominent Adam's apple, and these could all be strong physical characteristics of the zodiac sign Aries. So I am looking at his chart, and looking at just by his appearance alone, he does look like he could have an Aries ascendant. To me, could be a strong possibility. Now, I've had other people guess of him being Virgo rising, which again could be a possibility, given that he seems to have very strong cerebral ability, can give that intellectual first impression, which of course could be connected with having a Virgo ascendant. But again, I am leaning more toward a masculine ascendant. His facial structure is very strong, and his head does seem to be, as far as the appearance of it, long in shape, and that to me would suggest more of a masculine ascendant, as opposed to one that would be a feminine ascendant or feminine rising sign. So those are some things I'm looking at in terms of what his actual ascendant might be. It would be great at some point. I know there's nobody out there, I don't think it's going to see this video, that might be connected either with Mark Zuckerberg or somebody close, or somebody that might be connected to a family member. But if there's any of you that happen to see this video, if you're by any remote and very minuscule chance that you could connect with him directly or indirectly, please by all means do so, and so we could try to get this time of birth settled once and for all, and see if we could actually get his chart done and actually really look at it and delineate I'm sure it's a very fascinating chart, and thing is, I would really love, it'd be great to look at it one day, and I'm sure a lot of other astrologers would like to see it as well, as opposed to trying to improvise and make some kind of solar sunrise chart or just delineating it just through the planets. And a lot of that, it really takes a little bit of the fun out of delineation as far as an astrology chart goes. So anyway, people, well, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. For my thoughts on Mark Zuckerberg's ascendant / rising sign. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.